So what's going on in the Samsung world? Well, we have a couple of interesting things to talk about. Do you remember about 4 or 5 days ago, I put out the video where the quick share now works with iPhone, right? Where you can share your Google Pixel quick share files, photos, videos, and it works with AirDrop and vice versa. You can find your Pixel if you AirDrop something to not only iPhones, but you can now with Pixel. Well, seems like other companies are just cannot wait to get their hands on the hack and or code that Google cracked to AirDrop. Now, I'm gonna make this clear. Apple had nothing to do with this integration. Apple was left out in the cold. This was all Google developers at Team Pixel that I say hacked AirDrop, and I guess technically that's a proper term, right? If Apple was not involved, Google figured out a way to file share with AirDrop. Well, other companies are, I'm sure, knocking at Team Pixel's door, at Google's door, DMing developers, because in the developer community, it's just like anything else, right? You're in a little niche community, you all know, and a lot of these developers move from Google to nothing to OnePlus to Apple, so they all know each other, and I guarantee you they're DMing each other. And a news report came out today that Google's not the only one that is going to support AirDrop. So apparently Samsung and Nothing put out statements today, as well as Qualcomm and Snapdragon, saying, hey, our quick share to AirDrop file sharing procedure is going to be out soon. So it looks like that if you have any Android device, not any, but most current flagship device, you should receive an update. I'm assuming it'll come within the next month or so, to where you will be able to share files, videos, pictures from your Android device, quick share it to an iPhone, and then vice versa as well. So Samsung put out I guess Samsung didn't put it out, but somebody leaked that Samsung's working on it. Now, here's the thing. How long is it going to take before Apple drops the axe on Samsung, on Nothing? We already saw Apple shut down Nothing in their, their messaging. You remember that a couple years ago with the Nothing Phone 2? Nothing came out and said, hey, we can do messaging now with the green dots. Before it was integrated, Apple shut that down literally the day after Nothing announced it. But here's the thing. I think there's a strong chance Apple shuts down the Samsung quick share to AirDrop. I think there's a strong case Apple shuts down the Nothing quick share to AirDrop, but I don't think they're going to axe the Google quick share to AirDrop. And that's because Apple and Google are now, well, they've always been closely tied when it comes to business. Report came out last week or maybe 2 weeks ago that Google is going to be the main supplier for Siri and or Apple Intelligence, that Apple has sought Google AI services to basically be the backbone of their new Apple Intelligence moving forward. So I think there's a connection there, an independent connection outside of the other Android manufacturers that I think they're building a relationship, right? Forging a relationship, a working relationship, that I don't think Apple will cut that tie, because let's face it, Apple knows exactly how Google cracked the code, and they know exactly how they were able to get quick share and AirDrop to work. But I think there's a strong case that Apple cuts that tie between Samsung and Samsung quick drop to AirDrop, or Nothing quick share to AirDrop. I just think there's a hatred there, quite honestly. I think Apple sees Nothing as an annoyance. Same thing with Samsung, right? It's their number one competitor. So why would Apple want Samsung to be introduced to their ecosystem? Are you kidding me? That'd be like letting in a parasite into your realm from Apple side, right? So I think Samsung will introduce this here in about a week or two, and I think Apple's going to shut it down. Same thing with nothing. All right. Interesting news that came out today. And let me show you something that Snapdragon came out with now that we're on this topic. Check this out. So Snapdragon put out a tweet saying that, hey, can't wait for people to use this one enabled on Snapdragon in the near future. Talking about quick share to AirDrop. So Snapdragon is going to, I'm sure they've been in contact with Google developers behind the scenes to say, hey, what's the secret? How'd you get this to work, right? So other companies are getting in on it, and I think Apple's not going to have any of it. So I think this will be available maybe for a week, maybe about a day, and I think Apple's going to cut all ties except Google. That's just my prediction. We'll see where this goes.